Hello everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. And today, it's Record Store Day, and I'm going to be reviewing this Queen release. Queen at the Lane Lea Demos. Now, this is one of my most anticipated Record Store Day releases, actually of all time. Why is that? Well, let me first be open. I am a massive Queen fan, and I'd like to collect everything. But yet, I'm rather critical of a lot of the releases from the last couple of years. For example, in September, October last year, we got a remix of the 2024 remix of Queen 1, and I didn't really dig that one. I'm not purely negative. There are moments which I enjoy it, and you can watch my review on my channel. But there have been several occasions in which Queen Productions is not delivering the way I'd love them to deliver, especially on the level of live shows. Yet, this for this I had great anticipation. Why? There are a number of reasons here. This is very, very early Queen. This is Queen before they got signed. This EP, these 5 songs, this was Queen in a very early stage, trying to convince record companies to get signed. And you hear eagerness. This was recorded in December 1971 and January 1972. And they went into the studio. And the quality of this recording is very, very good. Not what you'd imagine when you hear the word demo. As a matter of fact, for this release, and that is a first time, Brian May's personal acetate was used as an analog source. This is the first time it's on vinyl. This is the first time that source was used, and these demos have appeared on Queen releases as extras, but not in a way like this. Not on vinyl, not with this attention. Also, and this is where it gets really interesting, these demos are legendary because the way the band members talked about it. I quote, "The demos we made at the Lane Lea Studios were closer to what we dreamed of than our later sessions," says guitarist Brian May. "Nice open drum sounds and ambience on the guitar. That was much more the way we wanted it to go." As a matter of fact, I have been looking forward to a good release of these sessions ever since Brian May did a video online in which he told about the recording of Keep Yourself Alive for the record Queen 1 and the single. And he said that they were constantly working in the studio and never got the sound the way it did on the demo, and that he stepped into the release of that record feeling somewhat let down because so early on in his career, they could not manage to get what they had already done. I quote again, "At the Lane Lea, we just turn up and do what we can and quickly," said Roger Taylor, the drummer of Queen, in a recent episode of their ongoing video series, Queen the Greatest. At Trident, that's where Queen 1 was recorded, it did feel like, okay, now we're in it, but I didn't really get on with their ideas. They had a drum booth and it was a well-known sound, very dry and dead, which is not what I wanted. Now, the drums do not sound dry and dead on the Lane Lea demos. So, putting this on, I had listened to this digitally before because it's also on CD part of the 2024 box set. Listening to this on vinyl, opening with Keep Yourself Alive, I was just blown away. Blown away. Starting with Keep Yourself Alive, there is this beautiful, stunning detail on the left channel where you hear what seems to be an acoustic guitar, but it doesn't seem to have the usual body of a Spanish or Western guitar. So I was thinking, might this actually be an unplugged version of the Brian May Red Special? Might be. Then on the right channel, you get the full electric Red Special, which is just, it sounds explosive. It has a great bass here. I love the gentler approach on the sound of the voice of Freddie Mercury. Also, the reverb or the room acoustic make his voice sound different, more fragile, still powerful, but more fragile. The timing of the drums here is incredible. This is a very lively recording that lets the song breathe. I do notice some edits in Freddie Mercury's voice, and the edits overlay, which is not the way I prefer a voice to be edited, because I'd like to imagine that it could have been one take. But then again, we get so much in return here. Ad libs during the drum solo. Awesome, so awesome. It's the sound here is so good. Then we get to The Night Comes Down. Beautiful, beautiful, detailed, direct acoustic guitar or acoustic guitar in the intro. I love the way this builds, the skillfulness of the guitar playing at such an early stage. It's just incredible. It all sounds so fresh and exciting. I prefer the voice of Freddie Mercury on this version so much better than on the 2024 release, or actually the first UK pressing. There's something so real and so good going on here. The sound of it, the sonics, the details, it's stunning. It's so incredible to have such a perfect version of such early Queen recordings. Quality, clarity, detail, I love it. Let me go to Great King Red. Man, it doesn't get much cooler than this. I love this song, and it says never sounded as fresh as and exciting as it does here. I love the incredible punch on the drums here. Roger Taylor is playing so energetic. Freddie Mercury does some sick ad libs once again, and you don't get a lot of ad libs in the world of Queen, so I'm so happy and excited to hear that. The backing vocals are mixed softer than on the album. It is a different experience because with those backing vocals, the Queen 1 can sound fuller on that regard in the high, but I don't really mind it. This gives me much more the sense of a direct, beautiful, detailed, direct recording and performance of a young rock band starting off here. And man, on this version of the Great King Red, Roger Taylor is on fire. Not so sure about the reverb on the bridge of not sure on the reverb on the voice of Freddie Mercury during the bridge here. Is it actually reverb, or is there some pitch correction going on, which I know they did at the Queen 1 remix, and I'm not a fan of that, so that sounds a little bit weird. Nevertheless, the energy is just so stunning. I love the timing on the Spanish guitar section in the middle of the bridge. This raw Queen sounds so amazing. These differences are what make it spectacular. I love the timing on John Deacon's bass guitar on the final solo of Brian May. He's doing a spectacular job there. Then when Brian May starts to shred near the end of the song, take me away. It's so good. Side 2, the highlight of this album for me is Jesus. There's this beautiful direct, slightly dry, but nice dry. You know, this nice like Another One Bites the Dust dry. Nice dryness of the drums and the vocals here. Beautiful direct. I think you obviously hear a very different Freddie Mercury here. Later on, his voice and his performance became more masculine and powerful. And that's a fascinating change to notice. And he gives beautiful insight in the beginning of his voice, of his career. And I love his early voice here. It is spectacular. He is already powerful, but as if this one is more personal. I love it. The Brian May guitar solo on this is beautiful. The tempo is slower than on the album version. The beat and the time they take to build a solo here is almost unqueen-like. They demand attention and they take their time, and that is so good. The solo here, an instrumental part, is so exciting. It was left out from the eventual version, and it's not done in the eventual version, but it's the core essence of the song when you listen to it. So fresh. Um, this is one of the most exciting things I have heard from Queen in a very, 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 very long time. This makes it an essential release for Queen fans. An amazing, amazing song. Better than what you could have ever imagined Jesus to be like. The ending here is superb. This is by far the superior version of the song. It is amazing. And then we get to Liar. The details, the dynamics, it is stunning. One of the best sounding releases from Queen, detail wise, that I have ever heard. The way Liar shouted and the punch you hear there. I love the way Freddie Mercury is taking liberties with his timing. It gives an air to these songs that disappear later on. Queen never took much liberties with timing later on in their career and always focused on making it very tight. And the fact that that's not here makes them so human. I There are so many things I love here. The detail in the highs, on the cowbell on Liar, the dynamics. Okay, this beats the original as well. These ad libs. So Keep Yourself Alive beats the original. The Night Comes Down beats the original. Great King Red is really impressive. I can't say it beats the original, nor can I say that the original is better. I'm in dubio about that. Jesus is one of the best Queen recordings I have heard, and Liar is better than the original. Man, 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 what a record store day release! This is stunning. It really is. I'm curious what you think. Um, Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.